Welcome to Leading the Follower with your host, Rebecca Benston. Good morning. It's me, Rebecca Benston, with Leading the Follower. And I am back to talk to you about a few things. Unfortunately, I am running a little late today, running behind because of a multitude of things that have presented themselves today. So hopefully I can get a few minutes with you and we'll have a good weekend where we can all recover from the week. I first would like to remind you to stop by the Higher Ground Books and Media website and check out what we have in our shop. We have a lot of great inspirational titles for you, as well as some fiction and some ministry resources that you might find useful. What we try to do is take stories that will help you see that you're not alone in whatever battle you're fighting, that there are other people out there who are struggling and who have had victory over the same types of challenges that you may be looking at. So we're hoping that maybe you can find a story that resonates with you there. We have free shipping until the 29th on all orders, so this would be a great time for you to go over there and take advantage of that. And we also have a new release out from one of our authors, Marjorie Joseph. She has put out a new story called Of Weight Loss and Witches, and it's a great romantic suspense type of a story. Lots of drama, lots of interesting characters, and a great plot. So I think you'll really enjoy that if you're looking for some good fiction. Just stop in at highergroundbooksandmedia.com/shop and check that out. Today, what I would like to talk about a little bit is how some of the strangest things happen when we're starting to make progress. If you have made progress in a certain direction, you might have noticed that you've encountered quite a few little challenges along the way. For every 2 steps forward you might take 3 steps back. And, how do you keep momentum going when there are setbacks at every side, and those setbacks seem to overshadow whatever progress you've made? Well, I can tell you, I've noticed definitely in my walk that anytime I make any significant progress in any area, I can expect there to be something that goes wrong in a completely different area that will divert my attention and keep me from focusing on the progress that I'm making. It'll pull me away from it just enough to slow down the momentum I had going. For example, I was working on getting some things done with the Higher Ground Books and Media, trying to streamline some processes and get us into a more manageable flow, because it is just me working on all of the projects by myself, and I want to make sure that I can devote more attention to each project every month. And as I've been kind of putting together my strategies and things like that to really attack the projects and get them out there and promote and focus on one title at a time instead of trying to get 2 or 3 titles out a month like I have been for the last 10 years, I've noticed that doing the specific focus on one title, I think, is a great way for me to really showcase the book and really put the focus on that for that particular month. And I think it will be a successful strategy in the end. But unfortunately, during the time that I've been trying to do the focused social media and everything, I've been struggling with some illness and injury and things that divert my attention and cause me to have to focus on healing in myself before I can look at how to adequately promote um, and just put everything out there so that the book is a success. Now, I don't promise my authors that I will do gigantic promotions for them because it would be almost impossible to do that. But I do promise that I will do my best to promote us as a company. And part of that has been trying to get my strategy down to where I could focus on something and make it as effective as possible to draw people in to kind of look at the books that we have, the new releases and so forth, so that they'll go in and see some of the older things that we put out because we have so many great resources. It would be a shame for people to miss out on those simply because we're churning out, book after book after book, but not having the time to really focus on what they're about or who the author is and the different things that you need to focus on to get people interested in your new releases. So, um, so while I've been trying to do that and really bring some positive attention to all that we're doing, I have been really fighting off several different things. I've had um, just a number of little annoying health problems, including a tooth that I need to have pulled. And I, of course, work as a contractor, so I don't have adequate dental insurance to cover that sort of an issue. So that has my attention focused on, how do I manage getting things together so that I can afford to have the tooth removed and everything, so that I don't get sick from it, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of how it happens with me is I will gain momentum in one area and then there'll be a catastrophe of some sort in another area that I wasn't expecting, um, that just comes up and consumes all of my available resources and energy and attention where I needed to be putting it into this other thing. So, and then by the time everything kind of dies down with the crisis that I'm going through, um, then there is, you've lost the momentum you had, and it's kind of hard to get back in and start trying to be consistent when you're the only one working on it, and it's, you had to just put it down until you could get back. And it's kind of like the thing I went through with trying to figure out how to get the podcast platform to work and how it was out of commission for several weeks because I couldn't I couldn't use the energy that I had um, to deal with trying to learn how to overcome all the challenges I was having with getting things to record properly and getting them to upload to the site and everything. And once I got that done, the momentum that I had going into really ramping up our podcasts, it kind of it kind of dwindled to the point where I've had to start from scratch. And now we're back to, building up and trying to get our topics in order and all that. So, um, and you'll notice once I figured out a way to do the podcasts again, now I'm having a problem that makes it difficult for me to to really focus because of the pain that I'm having. It is causing headaches and things like that. So it's difficult to come up with creative podcast ideas and to talk about different topics when you are in pain. So that's why I'm saying, every day it's very important to continue to do your prayer, to ask God for your healing, to keep yourself focused on what your mission is so that you don't lose sight of it and so that you can do as much as you can do to keep the focus on the thing that you need to focus on and trusting God to help you come up with solutions to the other things that come up peripherally that try to push you off track. Because what it all amounts to, I believe, is that the devil doesn't want you to make progress in the direction that God wants you to go in. And he will do anything to to kind of knock you off the path and knock you off course, even if it's just for a day, even if it's just, he gives you a 24-hour bug and you can't focus for a day. Still, it's enough to really set your momentum back. Um, and it may take you a week to get back to where you were before. And that happens in life with just about everything, no matter what it is you're going through. Say you have a relationship issue and you have a breakup, and however long you were in that relationship, it takes you twice as long sometimes to recover and get back out to where you can do things with your new identity as not being a part of that relationship. And I've talked about that before. After having been married for 10 years or more, little over 10 years, I think. I was with him for over 10 years. We were married about 10. Anyway, it was very hard to find my identity as a single person again after that, because I had lived so long in the expectations of a married person. And, I knew there were things that I needed to focus on, but all I could do for a long time was, try to figure out how to be me again without being part of that relationship. And it was a deterrent that kept me off the right path for a good amount of time while I was trying to sort things out. And now I am about, let's see, I think I'm about 14 years out from my divorce, and I'm finally at a place where I know who I am, and I don't have, my identity is not all wrapped up in having been someone's wife or even in being a divorced person. It's just me. And so it took a long time for me to walk that path and eventually find my way back to the focus I needed to be going after. So, but it happens in all things. If you lose your job, your identity's wrapped up in that. If you lose, your health, if you're going through a difficult time health wise, the distractions that can be put in front of us are just, it's amazing what can be a distraction to you when you're going through a time of brokenness and transition into a different kind of a life than you're used to. And, even to the point where it's just a tiny setback and you're already on the path, but it's just like, if you take that down a few thousandths and look at, okay, I'm going through my day, I know what I'm supposed to do, and then you get stopped by maybe your power goes out inexplicably for some reason, and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to get around this right now? Just those kind of roadblocks, on any scale, can have big impact in your ability to fulfill the path that you're supposed to be walking. But you can overcome that. Don't get so bogged down in the fact that you're off track that you can't find your way back, because God will always pull you back into the right space when it is time for you to be there. You just have to trust Him no matter what's going on, and you have to look to Him for guidance so that you can get back to where you need to be. So that's where I'm at. That's what I've been thinking about today, and I'm going to drop off now because I have many things to do to get back on track. But I will be back with you on Monday, God willing. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope this message finds you well. God bless. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check out our website and blog. The blog is at www.leading-the-follower.com. Thanks and God bless.